Well, folks, it's January 20th, 2021. By the time you see this, Joe Biden will have been sworn in uh, to be the president, 46th president of the United States. Donald Trump's already given a few remarks and left the White House for Marine One, heading down to Mar-a-Lago in Florida. Um, Here we are. So now what? We've had these people that's chirped for years about trust the plan and trust the plan, and here comes the plan. I'm not knocking people for diving down rabbit holes. I dive down rabbit holes every now and again. But you're literally putting all your faith in the basket of some person who made a random post on a message board. They've never been revealed. You don't know their credibility. All you know is what other people say about them. They've never revealed themselves. They could be some 14-year-old kid up in Kalamazoo, Michigan, for all you know. Everybody, they're military intelligence, blah, blah, blah. Well, here it is, the plan. Joe Biden is going to be inaugurated today. Probably, like I said, by the time anybody sees this video, he will be inaugurated. So what now? What do we expect from 46? Well, I tell you what I expect. I expect taxes to go up. I expect taxes to go up rather quickly. I expect the prices of goods and services to go up. I expect that to go up rather quickly. I expect the stimulus, all that was stuffed into the package. Don't get me wrong. I'm for stimulus. Government shut this country down. I believe government does owe it to the American people to make that right. But even the 600 and the 1400 or 2000, however much it is, isn't going to make up for the almost year of some people not getting a paycheck. But in that, we saw the $15 minimum wage. $15 minimum wage might work in New York City. It might work in California. It might work in Florida. Could work in Atlanta, Georgia. Here in small town America, $15 an hour minimum wage isn't going to work. All the businesses that are left, the only businesses left from the lockdown are going to be shortly lived with this $15 an hour minimum wage that is stuffed into this new CARES Act bill that they're about to pass. So I see taxes going up. I see prices of goods and services going up. I see, at least here in Kentucky, utility companies already petitioning the state to raise utility rates by upwards of 11%. I see money being printed hand over fist. I see more money printed last year than has ever been printed. 60-some% of the money in circulation was printed last year. All new money created. I see our GDP to debt ratio is well over 100%. Last time I looked, it was like 135, 140%. It's probably higher than that now. I see people still out of work. I see people still in lockdowns. I see bills that have been introduced looking to curtail firearms. I see new language. I see new interpretations by the ATF. I see all kinds of things that isn't freedom. Nothing freedom about it. Nothing the land of the free, home of the brave about it. Nothing we the people about it. I see a lot of banks getting rich. I see a lot of people losing their homes. I see a lot of bad coming in 2021 and beyond. I see people who don't believe that Joe Biden is a legitimate president, and why should they? None of the arguments over the election were ever heard. All anybody had to do was listen. SCOTUS could have listened to the Texas case. They didn't have to agree with it. Just listen. And people would have been more at ease, but they're not. So now you have Washington, D.C. surrounded by, last I heard, 30-some thousand troops, probably upwards of 40 or 50,000 now. Looks like a war zone. Nobody, you have to have papers to get in and out to show that you work there or that you belong there. This isn't America. This isn't America at all. They say it's because of what happened at the Capitol. What happened at the Capitol was 2 hours, maybe a little longer. As compared, and no, this isn't whataboutism, but as compared to an over 80-day siege of a federal courthouse in Oregon, as compared to riots all over the country over the summer. And oddly enough, those riots just happened to stop come election time. How'd that happen? I don't know. I don't know how it happened. But they sure did. They wrapped up rather quickly. Could have been wrapped up earlier if you ask me. But back to it. I see a lot of bad things coming. I see a lot of spoiled people that are in for some hard times. I see a lot of people that don't know how to survive. Might maybe have to try to survive. I see an economic collapse on the horizon. The house of cards falls eventually. The more you stack on it, the heavier it gets. And right now we're about stacked to the max. I see people cheering about all these programs that the Democrats are most definitely, now that they have power. See, the Democrats, unlike the spineless, weak Republicans, when they get full control, they actually do something. They actually push their agenda. They actually will try to push the Green New Deal and most likely get it through. They will push for gun restrictions and regulations, and they will get it through. This is the thing. Our Constitution's toilet paper, people. Our Constitution was toilet paper the day SCOTUS denied the Texas case, and probably long before. We had a man in office, whether you like him or you don't like him, we had a man in office who tried to put the American people and the American nation at the top of America's priority list for the first time in a long time, and people hated him for it. The mainstream media has chirped and continually brainwashed people not to judge the man on policy, not to judge the man on what he did, not to think about the man. Not, there's no new wars. We've not been to war. And actually, he's trying to de-escalate in Syria. He was trying to de-escalate and bring troops home. Middle East peace agreements. Some people say they don't amount to much. Some people say they're a big deal. They're something. Nobody talks about it. But what's the mainstream media going to do now that Trump's gone? Who are you? Are you going to rag on Biden like you did Trump? I doubt that. I mean, if the way the election cycle and everything went with the kid gloves you used, I doubt Biden's name being brought up in the media at all, if you want to know the truth. But what do we do now? Where do we go from here? Because tomorrow the sun's going to come up and it's going to come up again. Who knows what the future holds? Only thing I can say is tighten up your circle. Grow yourself. Grow your family. Grow your community. Prepare for the worst. Hope for the best. Just because people prepare for hard times don't mean they want them. I don't want hard times. I don't want to see anybody in America suffer. But Americans are suffering. And they're mainly suffering because you have people in Washington, D.C. that feel it more pertinent to take care of other countries than take care of American citizens. We're about to have 11 million newly minted American citizens, or at least people allowed to be in America, competing for jobs that we no longer have. I'm sure we're going to be renegotiating with China. I'm sure the tariffs will be gone. I'm sure China will go back to eating our lunch. And I'm sure all these corporations are going to be tickled pink about it because they can send their factories back over to China and pay a child to do what American was doing for a decent wage. They'll pay a child to do it for nothing because they can and because we, the American people, let it happen. But I mean, we live here. It's our country. We have to. I mean, we have to be vocal with our opinions, even though we risk censorship. We risk being kicked off platforms. I follow Tim Pool quite a bit. And Tim Pool says, well, this is a culture war, and you have to win by the power of persuasion. It's kind of hard to persuade people, Tim, when you're not allowed to persuade on the internet. The most massive form of communication known to mankind. It's kind of hard to persuade people when that privilege is stripped from you. Can't persuade people with ideas when ideas aren't allowed to get out. And that's what big tech wants. So all these people that voted for Biden and supported for Biden, don't think that I want Biden to fail. I don't. I hope Biden succeeds. A Biden success is a success for America. If Biden's focused on America. But I hope you get everything you want. I hope you get your student loan forgiven. I hope you get your Great Reset, which is coming. I hope you get your taxes cut, or not cut, your tax cuts cut, your taxes raised. I hope you get everything that you voted for. Because it's pretty obvious that you either want it or you didn't take the time to research it. And that's the problem with America. Nobody takes the time to do anything for themselves anymore. They want somebody to do it for them. That's the problem with the Q movement. Nobody wanted to do anything for themselves. They wanted somebody else to do it for them. They wanted to trust the plan. Trust the plan. All Trust the Plan did was keep a movement that could have grown and could have become loud and could have done something docile, calm, and on the couch. And when I say that, I don't mean storming capitals and overthrowing governments. What I do mean is getting out, talking to people, power of persuasion, person-to-person talking. That's what I'm talking about. Sharing videos. I share videos of about everybody I watch. Every person that I watch on the internet, I share their video. That's how you do something. Even if you don't particularly like the person. Because the sad part about it is most people on the right don't get along. Because when you're on the right, you're allowed to have a difference of opinion. When you're on the left, you have to toe the company line. But we don't share each other's stuff. We don't try to get the word out. And we wonder why we're sitting in the situation we are right now. All I can say is pray for our country. Pray for Joe Biden. Pray for President Trump. Just our country needs God. Our country needs prayer. And I don't see 2021 getting any better. I actually think it's probably going to be a whole lot worse. If you got anything out of this, or if you like it, share it. Maybe somebody on your friends list, or maybe somebody you talk to or that you message might get something out of it. Comment. Let me know if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everything's going to be rainbows and unicorns. I don't know. All I can tell you is how I see things and how I read it. What I see on the internet, what I see on television, what I hear on the radio, and give an opinion. Let me know. Like, unlike, subscribe. Let's build the channel. Let's try to get some voices out there to try to do as Tim Pool says, persuade, put out better ideas of individuality, ideas of actual freedom. Because, freedom's not easy. When you have freedom, you don't have the government safety net there. You throw it on the line, and if you lose it, you lose it. But you're free. You're free. You don't have the protection, but you're free. You're free to make your own choices. Somebody's not making it for you. That's what our founding fathers thought anyway, and that's why they did what they did. Maybe we'll get back to that. But January 20th, 2021, it's here. Trust the plan, brother. Y'all have a good day.